Hey, what's going on, guys? Filming this on my cell phone right now with a very small tripod. It's about 10 inches. It is on a chair. Check this out. It's on a kitchen chair on top of an old stove. It's pretty dope. But anyway, yeah, so I wanted to bring this video to you because I wanted to show you guys the axe that kind of got me into this hobby, this obsession, this it's a blessing, really, honestly. Um, Having something that I'm so into has helped me out a lot in my life. Maybe I'll share that story with you guys another day. But yeah, I really love it. And this axe that I'm going to show you is the reason why or how I got into this. This is my grandfather's double bit axe. I found this in the back corner of my cabin in Ellicottville, New York. So if you could imagine a small Aspen, Colorado, like a very small Aspen, Colorado, just a ritzy, rich town. A lot of Canadians come down here, hey, and it's just, there's a lot of money in there, but about 10 minutes, about 15 miles outside, not 15 miles, about 15 minutes and 10 miles outside of Ellicottville, we have a cabin. We have 196 acres, and this axe helped clear the land that my cabin sits on. And my father used it, my uncle used it, but it was mainly my grandfather. And yeah, he used this to clear 4 acres of land, and then he put it away in the shed that he built. And it sat there and rusted. But not too bad. So it's the original handle. You can even see on this handle, there's brass pins. There's one here, here, and here. This brass pin is 1 foot from the end. This one is 18 inches. This one is 24 inches. And then here at the bottom of the eye of the axe, you have 30 inches. So you got 2.5 feet to measure. So that you're sure that the size of the logs, if you're cutting them to length, they're accurate. But yet, and for the longest time, I could not find any markings on this thing as far as a maker goes. And I put it on Facebook to Axe Addicts, Axe Junkies, Axe Hounds, I think was one of them. But yeah, I went on forums to all kinds of different, I tried every different resource I could think of. And nobody could give me a definite answer, and I get it. It's not a big deal. It's not like anybody did anything wrong. I just couldn't find anything, so I assumed that it was a paper label and that I would never know who exactly made it. But the only marking on it was this number 4. It might be backwards. Yep, we're backwards. And I could not find any type of marking for about 3 years. And right now, I can't find it again. I found it like 6 months ago, and I've seen it twice, and now I can't find it again. It's really weird. But about 6 months ago, so it was 3 years after I redid this, I found, while looking at it, I saw the word axe, and underneath it I saw port. So if anybody that knows axes would know that is American Axe and Tool Company, Glassport, Pennsylvania. So I know that this axe is a 4-pound double bit made by AA&T, American Axe and Tool, made in Glassport, PA. And it was before 1929. So yeah, I ended up redoing this. Wire wheel, a bunch of sandpaper. I dyed the end here. The first thing I ever did with refurbishing anything axe-wise, and I gave it to my father for Father's Day. And this piece of cherry that it's on was milled right off of this property here. I milled this for my father, and the leather buckles are actually from Helco Work. And it's what they're made for, is to hang axes. So yeah, I gave this to my father for Father's Day, and he choked up actually when he saw it. And I know he shed a tear. So this is the axe that got me into what I'm doing here and my main hobby, and got me into blacksmithing. And I love this thing. I would say that this is my most prized possession in the whole world, and it's not even mine. It's my dad's. He gave it to me, but I, in turn, gave it back to him. And needless to say that this is the one thing that will not go anywhere in our family. So, yeah. American Axe and Tool Company, 4-pound. I believe this is a peeler pattern. And, yeah, I love this thing. I've never even used it. I think I'm going to soon. If I do, you'll see it for sure. It's kind of cool. They got like 3 wedges, 3 steel wedges and 1 wooden wedge in the eye. And I know this wasn't that unfamiliar back in the day. So, but right after I used this axe for the first time, or refurbished it, I started to have interest in axes. And that's the other thing I want to talk to you guys about, is the first axe that I bought, Hatchet, axe, maul, whatever. The first one I ever bought, where I thought about it before I made the purchase. And here in Western New York, you cannot find any type of premium or semi-premium retailer that sells axes. You got to order them offline. The only thing that you can find is a couple of the shops have Stihl, and a couple of them have Husqvarna. Stihl is made by Aschenkampf, which is a German company. Sometimes they're labeled Oxhead, and I've seen them other times labeled as Jedore, or Jedore, Gedore. But yeah, Stihl makes a pro splitting hatchet. And that is the first axe that I ever bought. And let's go out and take a look at that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically, this is a Snow and Neely Hudson Bay axe, not an older one, a newer one. And I picked this up a while ago. And I'm just going to show you the differences. And this is the Stihl Pro Splitting Hatchet. Pro. It's a very weird tool. You can see here, it's hung horribly. It has a double barrel wedge. It is not even close to flush. It's about 1/8 of an inch bad. And when I got it, this part right here is all just blaze orange, like you're going out in the opening day of deer season. It's blaze orange, and then from here about halfway down the handle down was all orange. And I stripped that all off and just kind of made it my own, personalized it. I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of like the burned handle look. So what I'm going to do is show you the differences of these two axes. And they're really, you might not think that there can be too many differences, but if you look at them, they're obviously very different. The Hudson Bay axe is not nearly as steep as the Stihl. The Stihl gets fatter a lot quicker. So what that does is, it's called a splitting hatchet. It gives you the ability to split wood, small wood, kindling is what I use it for. It gives you the ability to split much easier because it gets fatter and it just kind of blows the wood apart. Whereas this, if you tried to chop a tree down with this, it'd be pretty tough, most likely. And this, the Hudson Bay, the Stihl, or the Snow and Neely, gives you the ability to chop a tree down. Now, conversely, if you were to try to split with the Snow and Neely Hudson Bay axe, or any Hudson Bay, you can see, and this is, I've mentioned this quite a few times, that the eye is quite narrow or thin. It's not very deep. I'm not sure which term is actually correct, and I don't feel like taking the time to think about it right now. But there's just not a lot of area in the eye that makes connection with the wood compared to this one. So if you were to get this one stuck and you were to pull on it and yank on it, eventually, no matter how well the head is hung on the handle, it's going to come loose. So the Hudson Bays are not really great for splitting a whole lot. And this, there's a lot of area in here. It's fatter, it's chunkier, and it's not going to come as loose as quick. So let's grab a couple pieces of wood and show you guys the differences. There you go, Halko. That's what I got for you. It's not the hickory that's bad on these. It's the freaking way they hang them. I know there's an easier way to cut this in half, but I wanted to do it on camera and not have to move my camera. Anyway, back to the important stuff. So let's start, just show you the Stihl. Right away. Perfect. This is the Hudson Bay pattern. So even the first swing right there, because it's the handle's a lot longer, I actually hit my leg and it deflected it. Is that the axe's fault? No, absolutely not. That's my fault. Not the axe at all. But it's just that much easier as far as kindling goes. Is the Hudson Bay pattern bad for doing kindling? No, it's not the worst. In fact, it's actually a decent kindling axe because it's lighter. It's not too cumbersome. The handle isn't too long. This Snow and Mealy is a 24-inch handle, but this is 20 inches, relatively straight, and it's just beefier, a lot beefier. And I think that the Stihl, I don't know of any other designs out there like this. Nice swing, Ben. That's 2 in a row. I don't know of any other designs out there like this Stihl that make this splitting hatchet. Especially not a pro version. You gotta be kidding me. But yeah, if you're looking for an axe for just splitting kindling, just to be by your fire, no other reason whatsoever, this thing was like $55, I think. And I'm sure Oshkenkampf is backwards. But yeah, I would go with this. This is a lot tougher piece of wood. Let's see how this goes. Ooh! I think ants have made a home in there. Huh. That's crazy. Every swing is like an explosion. This is beech. You can see the grain in that, how wavy it is. This is a beech tree. Here on the property we have poplar, cherry, beech, and maple. And you can tell that this is beech. This tree's probably been dead for 20 years. Beech is so dense and so hard to split. Look at how dead that is. That's carpenter ants right there. That's crazy. Anyway. Besides a couple of really poor choice swings there, I think you guys got the idea. Yeah, this video is probably going to mean a lot to me, especially because of the beginning, where I shared the double bit with you guys. And also really the first axe that I bought, where I actually put any thought into it, is the Stihl Pro Splitting hatchet. So I definitely recommend that if you're looking for just a kindling axe or hatchet or whatever you want to call it. So guys, thanks for watching. As always, hit like, please, subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.